In this game, Mikołaj took black and Rodolph took white. And this was a bit crazy game, very interesting, very unusual. Starts with a Joseki, all right. Then another Joseki here. And what should we do? So white descended. That's one Joseki, and the other Joseki is here. Which should we choose? How should we think to choose the proper Joseki? Generally, Josekis are even results, but if there are already some additional stones on the board, then we should choose the Joseki in a way that our stone is well located, that it causes trouble to the opponent, that it is efficiently placed, and not in a way that the stone is inefficiently placed. So how should we think about this choice of Joseki? You can think about it yourself, pause the video for a moment, and yeah. So if white plays like in the game, then, well, white can take control over black stones on the outside, but this stone is not perfectly placed. It helps, of course, in attacking black's group, but it would be better placed if it is either some other move at A, not at B, or completely elsewhere would be also better. The stone at B doesn't have a full value of a move. Like if we didn't have a stone at B, in fact, then we would play this turn and not that Ogama. But of course now this turn looks very stupid as an empty triangle. So I would say now the stone is not ideally placed. However, if you play at A, black has two choices. If black takes the corner, then it turns out similar to the previous result, but a bit better for white, because we are not split, and the stone is well located. Or the other possibility which black has is playing here. But now the stone is really ideally located, because the group of black is now very thin. If black plays here, white peeps for free and attacks black's group. White stone is very, very well located. And if white plays here, then we can actually play such a move from above and close black, and also our stone is well located. So that's how you choose a Joseki here if you already have a pincering stone. In the game it went like this. Alright, nice Ogama. Though maybe you can also play simply a move on the side, because on the top you are already quite strong. You can just make yourself strong on the side, and then this group, even if it runs, well, alright, so it runs, but it doesn't threaten any of your groups, so the problem is kind of solved naturally. And like this, well, you can still be afraid of that move of black, and it still has a big value as a move on the side. So black plays this one. I think that I would play a bit closer to where the Aji is, but this is also a good move. White now played a very beautiful move. It's much better than letting black play around there. Black goes into the corner. Alright. But now we need to somehow strengthen the shape. Black plays the attachment, but this was... I don't know what was the idea, but white used black's weakness immediately, and the position became very bad for black. White takes control over the outside, and we completely didn't need it. It was enough to play here. Yes, white is able to squeeze us, but then white is still left with a weak point. So maybe white now adds a move, and then we can go out, and it's completely fine for black. And if white in this variation plays from the outside, then we can actually even crosscut. We can crosscut, or maybe simply capture the stone and make life. Also, it looks good for black, but this move left a weakness. Maybe black hoped that white needs to answer an attachment, but white very smartly did not answer it, because the attachment does not have any super strong continuation. And now the game starts looking very good for white, or just good for white. White plays Atari, and now white decided to squeeze black's shape, get the outside influence. But this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea, because we solved the problem for black. These 4 stones were a big burden for black, and we were very strong on both sides. So now, okay, maybe we are not super strong on the bottom. We are not. But we will now run on the bottom, so we will strengthen the group naturally while attacking black. Our group is certainly stronger than black's group, and on the other side we are already strong. We don't need strengthening. So this fight would be good for white. So it's unnecessary to just run away from this fight and sacrifice and solve the problem for our opponent. Alright, beautiful move, Moyo style. Then block, well, I think that the moves on the left side become very, very important now. And this block, not really. I don't think that it puts this much pressure on the group of black. So now black plays on the left side. Yes, I would play a bit further to leave less space in the corner. So now white goes here and goes up. This is not good. The Joseki is here. If black plays like this, it's much better result for white than this result. Much, much better. It's not about points, really. It's about this weakness in black's shape. So now this turn of white maybe needs to be answered with a connection. And certainly it doesn't need to be answered with a connection now. So that's the difference, a big difference in shape. So you should play here, and if your opponent plays like this, you are satisfied. Black should play from the outside, but the move from the outside doesn't work as well, so well with the jump as it would work with the knight's move enclosure. So now the Joseki goes this path, here, here, here. Black needs to play in the corner. White plays on the outside, 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 something like this. And then black still has a big agi, so maybe black needs to add a move. If black does not, then white can annoy black really, really much. So yeah, this is the Joseki. And what is in the game? It's an old Joseki, which is not really good for white. It's not considered Joseki. Where to play now? Black takes away white's base, but this move looks a bit slow. I would rather play here, which threatens to activate the agi, and if white creates the base, it doesn't really threaten black much, so it is not that important. I think that here is much more to be taken, and then we can still maybe pressure white's group from the top. So like this, the game should be better for black. But in the game, black takes away white's space, so white jumps out. That's a beautiful jump out, 2 space. I think it's really good, better than 1 space, because 1 space can be easily capped and attacked. But after this move, black cannot really cut, and yeah, it just goes faster towards the center, and we now really need it. Generally, I tell people to not play a 2 space jump, but here black is just too strong and can attack white very, very easily by capping the group. Now black crawls, and this is too slow. As I said, this is a very big move, and especially now that white's group is running, this has a very big value. But after this move, white ignores it very, very correctly. Black attaches, so no, still we should attack the group as a whole, and we should go towards the center to destroy white's potential, and later also to activate the agi of the 4 stones. We shall not forget about it. That's a very important agi. And black attaches, but this doesn't work. White can simply play here and here, and if black really tries to cut, white can simply play here and here and here and here, and yeah, probably a connection is good. And if white is afraid of this variation, I think that white shouldn't, but maybe white is afraid, then all right, maybe now we can give away. Probably it's still better than giving it away so easily as in the game. White jumped, black played here, and this all becomes the black's territory. But well, white also gets a lot of in exchange, so it was better for black to attack the group as a whole. Here, black solved the problem for white. Before, white solved the problem for black because black just lived. Here, black solved the problem for white because white was able to simply sacrifice these stones but get something substantial on the outside. And it was better to keep the problem, to keep the group weak. This would be much stronger by black, and it would destroy all white's potential in the center. So in the game, it went like this. Now whites put pressure, but this doesn't look really good because we also have this move, which is usually probably better. It is a lot of points and destroying black's base. But all right. Yeah, if these are just exchanges, probably white was afraid that black is going to play here soon. And maybe black was going to play here, but still it's better without the exchanges because there is still a lot of agi. And now there is no agi left, but we are still not really... we still didn't really block our area. I don't know, maybe this move even. So no, such center exchanges are bad. You don't play just center exchanges and these are harmful. These are harmful. And it's difficult to build such a moyo for white because of course it still has a hole, so black gets into the hole. Gets into, and also gets quite something in exchange. So look, in the last moves white managed to maybe protect these 20 points, but black gained so much around here. And now again these A, B, C, D exchanges are rather bad. We would rather want to have our options open, I believe, and not have these exchanges. White even answered. Okay, then black really gained a lot on the side, but did white need? White didn't need. Wait, what is happening? If black cuts, then black stones are simply captured in a net. So this was unnecessary, though also big. Maybe black should play here soon. For now, black plays elsewhere. White cuts. This is an annoying move. Black should generally answer here, but then white can also cut there and create a weakness in black's shape, but still, it's all right. Another possibility, a bit stronger, is this move. And if white plays here, you can give away the stones, but you don't want to do it, certainly not at this stage of the game, so you play from this side and you fight. And the fight seems good for black. So very good to remember this clamp. In the game, we see that black tried to do something similar, but with a worse shape, with this empty triangle. And then white can at least get this Atari in center and then still annoy black's shape a lot. So for example, like this, black gets into trouble, so maybe black needs to extend. That's because black played this bad shape. After this move, black can also play from the other side, but still, white gets really a lot on the outside. So white should play here. That's a very good spot. But white simply played from the outside and never really used that weakness. That's unfortunate. This weakness is real. We can play like this, and maybe even later save the stones, or even if not save, sacrifice them and gain something in exchange. But yeah, in the game, white simply played from further. Okay, also possible, so got something in exchange, but probably we do get more if we first make these exchanges. At least we get this Atari in center. This Atari is also not harmful for sure. And now we can think of something else. Maybe we can play like this and let black play here. All right, so here the fight finished. Here black played a bit not carefully. Black needs to attach, or maybe even attach now should be best. But in the game black cut, and then white went further into black's territory. That was well played by white, and white gained more in this area. This is a very big move because it has a continuation. I don't know if it's like, wait, how big is it? Actually, we can easily count it. It is like around 10 points for white and maybe 4 points for black. All right, 14 points. Big, I think bigger than what black played. And now white got this. So white gets it in gote, but then the continuation is set. Okay, and black made this exchange, but then black ended up in gote. So white got this in center. That's very pleasant for white, and white can get this. It would be better, I believe, for black to block here. This is a very large endgame because white can play here in center, reducing black's potential by a lot. And then again here, also a big endgame, also probably bigger than answering. You shouldn't answer every move of your opponent in endgame. This is white center, all right, but actually better here. Wait, sorry. Black needs actually to play here. Oh, so bad. Yeah, later white has still this agi. But anyway, black answered. So this is a bad attitude to the endgame. You shouldn't answer your opponent all the time. And then white got this center endgame, this. And here, bad move. We should take the liberty. If we don't take the liberty, then white found this continuation, also well found by white. And black again answers. Don't answer. Play your own center moves. That's the correct attitude to the endgame. Yeah, I don't know. Such a move is big, and this maybe is biggest. Yeah, this is not really that large. What can white do? Just push. All right. How many points is it? White destroys 3, 4, 5 points of black's territory, maybe 5 and a bit. This should be 6. Okay, similar, but at least start with your center moves. Like this one, it is center, and this one, it is difficult to not answer. White can play here, but yeah. Black then has another continuation, which is worth now 3 points in center, also very big, almost 3. Yeah, so then the endgame continued, but actually white had a slight advantage. Here maybe black missed an opportunity to do something interesting. Does it work? Okay, it doesn't work, so unfortunately it cannot be done. Yeah, unfortunately, it is not worth it. Nothing really works here. If white didn't have a possibility to run out on the outside, then maybe black could have thought of such a way of making a two-step call, but white can simply get more liberties, and then there is no call. White simply wins it. Yeah, unfortunately. And then don't play this throw-in, because this move is center for you, but after the throw-in, it's gote. It has a very small continuation. Now the continuation is only 1 point in center for black, and here black's continuation is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. 6 points. That's a big advantage. 6 points continuation, or 3 points in center continuation. Yeah. So a lot of such slight mistakes in the end game we had, but then the game finishes, and yeah, white had a slight advantage. White won by 5.5. I really don't understand that at this moment white said, oops, this was a mistake. This is not really a mistake. This is 1 1/3 of a point. This is a good move, maybe a bit bigger. Maybe this one was slightly bigger, but all right. But why would you call this move a mistake? And right before you played this, you could have taken 1 point in center and then connected here, so that there is no agi in your area. So this, and also this move is just as big as large as this one, 1 1/3. But instead, white didn't take this 1 point in center. White destroyed this point in center, then played that 1 1/3, and I don't understand this reaction of white, but anyway, white apparently had a slight advantage and won by 5.5. By the way, the game is not finished. Wow. I mean, here white doesn't have a point. Well, in fact, white cannot connect his groups, but generally it would be normal to play it until the end and for white to add a move. If white doesn't add a move, then there is a Tesuji. So in the end, the game finished like this. So white had 1 point more than white should have. So it should be 4.5 for white, but in the game it was 5.5 for white. All right, anyway, that's it about this game. Thank you for listening, and this is for today. This is also all from me for the previous season, season 34. Good luck in season 35, which goes in a new format, and see you on the reviews of that season. Bye bye.